Welcome to the HONA podcast with
Mike and Charl.
Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching. We haven't done this for a couple of weeks.
I know, I felt like we had a little bit of a break, didn't we?
We had a bit
It was
of a
nice.
siesta. So it's been Christmas and New Year, so we took a few weeks off from the podcast. You guys wouldn't have noticed, we did a backlog, so we're back in the swing of things. We've got some great new topics, so yeah, excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I say, it's just nice being back and getting into it again. I feel like we're...
She just loves spending time with me.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So I thought that this week we could do something quite fun. We could talk about cuticle oil.
An episode about cuticle oil?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, should we get straight into it, or should we talk about... let's give a shout out first.
Yes, we'll do our shout out. So I think you said that you had one that you wanted to do this week, didn't you?
Yeah. We just celebrated our after Christmas party, and I was talking to lots of nail techs, and
So much fun.
it was great. Yeah, it was
really
fun.
good fun.
If anyone got FOMO, seen the videos, we have got another event. Jump on our website,
Absolutely.
get some early bird tickets, and join us at our next one in September. But the lovely Nails by Lou came up to me. We first met her at, I think it was 2 events ago, and she's become a regular at the HONA events. And
She's so
I said
sweet.
to her, we had a great conversation. She was speaking to me about her little... She has a little hand disfigurement. I hope she doesn't mind me saying. And she was speaking to me how she said that HONA and the nail community has gave her confidence to be able to embrace her hand and her imperfection and really celebrate it as a unique characteristic of her. And I really wanted to give her a shout out and say, yeah, that's exactly what you should do.
Absolutely. She's got just her little pinky nail missing.
Yeah.
Well, I say missing. She has got a tiny little nail there, which
she?
is so
guys,
cute.
If you're on this if you're listening to this podcast or you're watching it, afterwards, check out Nails by Lou. I think she's got a little post about her hand on there, and she's a great example of how you don't have to have a perfect hand to have great content, to be able to put yourself out there. And we're very much a brand that we don't always just post perfection. We try and share all the different little nuances with all hands, whether they are different styles, different quirks, and even in Lou's case where there is a little physical deformity. Don't sound nice, that does, do it? No? But you know what I mean. It's about celebrating everyone's uniqueness. So
Absolutely.
Good on you, Lou, for putting yourself out there and being confident to be able to use that as a superpower of yours.
Absolutely. Perfection's in the eye of the beholder as well.
Exactly. So,
That's why you love me.
Everyone, go check out Lou. Show her some love. And she's a great little content creator. She's a great nail tech as well. So I think that was a nice one. And she was drunk 2 nights ago now at our after Christmas party, and I promised her we would do a shout out for her, and it just seems good timing as well.
Do you know what? I just want to add on to that. The fact that we did that Christmas party, we had so many new faces there.
Yeah.
Which was so amazing to see. And the amount of people that did come up to us and say, like, oh my God, we love the podcast. And it did make me cringe, I'm not going to lie.
we are not a numbers-based company. We don't look at whether we get 1 view or 1 million views. We're doing this because it's a chance for me and Charlotte to basically get everything off our chest with each other. Like, we are constantly working so hard that we kind of like passing ships sometimes. So it's an excuse for us to get together, to debrief, to talk about the industry, and yeah, it's a real good opportunity for us, and to get feedback from the community last night about saying how they enjoyed the podcast. It was good. It reinforced that we should continue this. It reinforced that we are doing right by you guys, right by our community.
Yeah, we're just glad that you guys enjoy it. Yeah. So yeah, we'll keep continuing to do it as long as you guys continue to enjoy it.
There's been lots of requests for guests to come on here.
Absolutely.
I think we're probably not far away from that, or we might come visit some people actually.
I think that would be a really, really fun thing to do. That'd be amazing. Anyway, let's crack on.
We digress.
So, cuticle oils. Let's talk about today why we decided to branch into cuticle oils, what makes our cuticle oils different as well. So, first things first, you being a non-nail tech, would you know why we use cuticle oil?
I think it's unfair to call me a non-nail tech. So because I don't actually provide services, I would challenge any nail tech to in a quiz on knowledge about nails. Do you know what I mean? I'm so engrossed in it. So I obviously know what cuticle oil is for. So to say, do I know? I think challenge your partners, challenge your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, your clients, your partners, and say, what do you think cuticle oil is, and see if they know. And
if their answer is you just want to sell me something extra at the end, just give them a little smack. This is
your chance after this podcast to learn to educate them.
Absolutely.
So this is what I think cuticle oil is. You being the expert who helped formulate it, you might correct some mistakes or some gaps, but I believe cuticle oil is used to moisturize, nourish, in some cases heal, and help strengthen the natural nail growing process.
The nail growing process.
So it will nourish and moisturize the skin around the nail matrix, the nail bed, or basically making it a healthier manicure or a healthier nail base for your manicures to go on. It will help your nails grow stronger, help your nails grow longer. 10 out of 10 or?
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
There you go,
yeah, like you say, you kind of do know the backgrounds, because at the end of the day, we were the ones that wanted these specific ingredients in our cuticle oil. And, you know, we chose it specifically because we are that type of brand that we want to put the best ingredients into our products, whether that's, you know, gel or cuticle oil, sanitizers, whatever.
In our like office, in our meetings, with whether it's with the manufacturing team, the operations team, the marketing team, there's a general line that runs through our entire company. And when we're developing new products, that if it ain't better than what's already out there, why release it? So we're constantly trying to strive to be quote unquote the best, or try and improve what's already out there. And the cuticle oil is one of those areas that it was really challenging, but
because it is such a saturated market. Pardon the pun.
There's so much information out there. We were really able to learn from the hair industry, from the skin industry. There were so many experts, and they're probably quite a few years ahead of us. We were able to really research and learn from them what is the best ingredients to go into a cuticle oil. And looking around what was on the market and looking around what we knew we wanted in ours, we thought, there's a real big gap to have a premium cuticle oil that is actually priced competitively. And I think that's where we really fall.
Definitely.
We're not a cheap cuticle oil, but we're a very good performing, high efficiency cuticle oil.
You make it sound like you're selling a car, yeah. But I love it.
Getting a lot of miles.
No, it is. It's like, not to toot our own horn, but I'm tooting. It is such a good cuticle oil because of the ingredients that we put in. We will go into the ingredients and like what the benefits of each ingredient are. But I think, again, just to echo back, really, for us as a company, we still want to strive to be that company that is able to provide you guys with a full manicure from start to finish. So, you know, you can't finish a manicure without applying that cuticle oil and just having those like beautifully nourished, not just nails, but fingers, cuticles, everything all around anyway. So should we have a little chat about what is actually in our cuticle oil?
Yeah, I think it's important to start, but like, not all cuticle oils are made the same.
No.
So there is a big difference between, not to slag off Shein or Amazon or
nothing
Temu
wrong with a bit of Shein.
not to put them down, but there's a big difference between like a baseline cuticle oil and something which HONA has released. The ingredients contained in ours are expensive ingredients for us in raw form to get. We don't just pack it full of carrier oils with a fragrance. Each ingredient's meticulously been put in there for a reason. And we call it a powerhouse. We've stacked the ingredients so they all work synergistically together to really, really like hydrate, nourish, and make those nails last longer and make them healthier.
Yeah, and when you sort of mentioned then carrier oils, there are a lot of, for anyone that does like massage or anything like that, you will know what we mean when we say carrier oils. And it is basically that base formula that then, if you're using it for massage, you can add in your fragrances and add in any extras. And I do think that there are a lot of cuticle oil companies out there that will just use a carrier oil and that's it really, because at the end of the day, they are very affordable.
So like we're not bashing that at all, because if affordability and you maximizing your profits is your priority, and as a business, like that is one of a lot of nail tech's priorities is, if that's your priority, you may think, do you know what, I don't need a cuticle oil that's packed full of all these ingredients. I need a cuticle oil that my clients just want to smell nice, does a okay job, and that might just be a nice tick for you. Or you may have a lot of sensitive clients who really need a lot of hydration, a lot of healing on, like if they get a lot of dry skin or splits, they may need something more.
Yeah.
So it's about finding what's best for you and your client base. There's nothing wrong with the more affordable cuticle oils. It's just, like I said earlier, HONA's whole thing is if it ain't better than what's already out there, we're not going to release it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's our kind of ethos moving forward with everything that we've got. So
yeah, and that's we've created a rod for that back with that, but
no, but it's a good rod.
yeah, and that's why things take us so long to release, and we get so much criticism that they're like, why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that? Yeah, and it seems like such an easy thing for somebody to just say, just build her in a pot, and like, no, we can't just chuck her in a pot. Like, we want to make it better than what's already out there, and so this takes a lot of
always improving.
Yeah,
always improving.
So, what is in our cuticle oil that makes it such a quote unquote powerhouse?
Well, should we start with the carrier oil then? So the carrier oil that we have is jojoba oil.
Not
jojoba oil.
Not jojoba. So you may read it on, because it's quite a popular carrier oil as a base one, because it does have quite a good hydrating and nourishing aspect to it. But it's spelled jojoba.
Yeah.
So jojoba. It's something along that line.
Yeah.
And I've always called it jojoba, and Charl's like, what's that? And it's jojoba.
Jojoba.
Yeah. So go on, tell us about that.
Like you say, it's a really amazing carrier oil. It actually mimics the natural oils of your skin. So it doesn't have that greasy feeling, which...
because it's your natural... It mimics a natural oil, like it absorbs. It absorbs it's like
so much quicker. It doesn't leave that horrible, like, you know...
What's it fingers, greasy fingers.
It just doesn't leave that. It absorbs it really, really quickly, which is obviously amazing. Yeah. You don't want to be going out thinking, oh, everything I touch now is going to be really greasy and oily. So no, that is one of the reasons that we use this as our main carrier oil. Another really amazing oil that we have is wheat germ oil. And I was speaking to you about the wheat germ the other day, wasn't I?
Wheat germ oil, that's got lots of like fatty acids in it, like omega-3s, omega-6s in there. It's really, really good for dry nails. But if you've got clients that have a lot of cracks on their skin... So if you have a lot of horsey clients or...
Horsey clients?
Or bricklayer clients or clients who work outdoors or work with their hands a lot.
Those clients that you've got to like really work those cuticles because they're really dry.
So wheat germ oil is really good for that dry skin around the edge. And it's something we added into the formula specifically for that, with those type of clients in mind, like the deep cracks and stuff like that. It really helps nourish and moisturize them.
Do you know what I love about that as well is I love relating all of it kind of back to, I know we've talked about it in previous episodes when we relate things back to like skin and hair and everything. And obviously a cuticle oil isn't just for the nail growth, it's for the cuticle, it's for the skin as well. So having something like that, I think of like the wheat germ oil, because it's got those fatty acids in, almost as like a primer, like just to like fill it all out. You wouldn't know.
I've no idea what you're about,
like,
primer.
what are you on about? But like when you're doing your makeup and everything, so you got like your serums, you got your primers before you put your makeup on. So it's just like fill in those gaps and like plump everything out.
Okay, then.
It's really, really good. But to go on to that, argan oil. We've also got argan oil in it.
See, argan oil, little bit, that's called liquid gold
It
in the hair industry. Is that right? Yeah.
It is.
Shout out to Hair Syrup, because I think I followed them on Instagram. I might have seen them say something like that.
Yeah.
So
another lovely Welsh company, guys.
Yeah. So argan oil, and I think everyone knows this, but in case you don't, like, your hair and nails are made from the same stuff.
Go on, what's it made from?
Keratin.
Yay!
So it's made by, so we're in a fortunate position where a lot of hair companies have done all the research, they've been around for decades, they know what works and what doesn't work. So we could almost look into all their research, look into all their ingredients and go, why have they put that in there? Why have they put that in there?
Like, that looks like a good ingredient.
That would really translate excellent into a cuticle oil, because they're based on the same chemistry, based on the same stuff. So argan oil was one of those things that just popped up time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
And the more research we did into it, we were like, it seems like a no-brainer to add it in.
Yeah.
Little did we know how expensive it was, but us being us,
it's liquid gold.
Yeah, us being us, we're not going to cut corners. We added argan oil into it. So what does argan oil do for you?
It gives you that nourishment, but as well, that shine. So that's why it's used in a lot of hair care products, is it gives you that really beautiful natural shine. Again,
like
without
a healthy shine.
Like a healthy shine. Again, without it feeling greasy or anything like that. So especially if you are using this on clients that are having like a full removal, for example, and they're not having any gel put back on, having that beautiful natural shine then to go away with without them just sort of leaving matte.
Yeah.
That's what that is for. It's so good at locking in that moisture.
Yeah, argan oil, like you just type it into Google now, there's masses of studies and research showing its effectiveness. It's in almost all of your really, really high premium branded hair products. So have a look into that, and that's exactly why we wanted to have it in our cuticle oil, just like that. So we got the jojoba oil, the wheat germ oil, the argan oil, all these nourishing ingredients stacked on top of each other. Like you're starting to get the picture of the deep nourishment.
We're
you're
not
getting.
even halfway through.
No, like when we said we wanted a fully packed cuticle oil, we didn't lie. Like I think it's as good as you can get. Like there's always going to be great brands out there pushing forward, but as of making it, I think it's one of the best out there.
It is amazing, and going back to tooting our own horn.
Ingredient number 4, what's in there?
Hemp oil.
Hemp oil.
Hemp oil.
This is one which you'll see in quite a good amount of cuticle oils around the industry, especially if they're a reputable brand. They'll have some of these ingredients, and hemp oils, one of them that we've seen in a lot of cuticle oils.
Yeah, definitely. And, just for its main purpose is like an anti-inflammatory property.
Yeah.
So as you were saying, if you've got those really sort of heavy-handed clients, the ones with the cracks in, that always, get those sores and everything as well, having the hemp oil in there is incredible for them, because it's just going to soothe. It's got that anti-inflammatory property. Really, really special ingredient to have, I think.
Yeah, and I'm one of those, like, if you look at my...
You pick.
Yeah, because I'm a picker. Like, I've always got those... at the bottom of my nail where like little skins coming off.
Yeah.
And I think it's something to do with saliva, but don't quote me on that. I particularly, since I've started using the cuticle oils and stuff like that, it's
has been...
And I was being a lad.
So dramatic.
Being a lad, I don't really take care of myself that much. Stereotype. I'm sorry if you're a lad out there who takes care of himself. But I just got my cuticle oil like next to my toothbrush, like in a little toothbrush pot, and I don't.
You got your mini in your car now as well.
And I just pop it on in. I don't do it twice a day. I know I probably should, but I pop it on every morning. Like after I brush my teeth, I pop it on, and it's something which I just do naturally now. And I think the hemp oil has really helped me in particular, because do you remember how red my nails used to get? And spoiler, when I used to have my nails done by Charlotte in the early days when she posted, she was like, your nails are terrible. And horrific. She had to like edit all the red and puffiness on the edges out. She was like, it looks like you've been dipping her in red paint. And I
No,
noticed.
they've like improved
Yeah,
so much.
and I think that's the anti-inflammatory, along with like the argan oil, we're helping with the cracks, along with the wheat germ, with the fatty acids. I think it's really contributed and helped my nails in particular.
Definitely. I'm a terrible picker just for my thumbs.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been one to bite my nails, but you know when you like stress and then you just have a little nibble on the side. And honestly, literally after like a couple of uses of the oil, the difference is just unbelievable because it just softens everything.
And it's not like, I'm not saying HONA's cuticle oil. I'm saying a good quality cuticle
Yeah.
oil. Like, I don't care if you use ours. I care if you just take care of your clients' nails. Their manicures will just last longer, and
Yeah.
they're going to be a happier client. There's more money in your pocket if you're reselling it. But besides that, it's just creating a more fulfilling service for your client.
Definitely. So final two ingredients that I just wanted to point out was vitamin E.
Yeah, I think vitamin E is well known for its for hair and for nail growth and stuff like that.
Absolutely. So really, really good for nail growth. Like you mentioned earlier, like making sure that the nail matrix is really, really healthy. So those new nail cells, they really, really benefit from having that vitamin E. It just helps them grow longer, stronger. Absolutely. And then finally, hyaluronic acid.
Oh, see, hyaluronic acid was one of them, which was a non-negotiable for me to have in the cuticle oil. I think
it's kind of like a non-negotiable across a lot of things now. Like we mentioned, you know, hair, skin especially, hyaluronic acid.
So hyaluronic acid is expensive, and it took a lot of heartache to try and get it into our cuticle oils. But it's so well known, it's so well researched, and I think majority of people know the benefits of hyaluronic acid, and to have it in a cuticle oil to add that moisture, to like really lock in that moisture, and to create that plumpy, healthy look around your nails. It seemed like such a great ingredient, we couldn't omit it. Again, it cost us a lot to add it in, but I think it was one of them which I'm really proud to say that we have hyaluronic acid in our cuticle oils.
Yeah, definitely. I will automatically gravitate to if I'm buying skincare. I know I keep referring back to skincare, but it is skincare at the end of the day.
Yeah, like these ingredients we're saying, look into your skincare products and you will see a lot of these in your skincare, and you're paying £40-50 for these skincare products.
But I
don't know, I've never bought one. And we're putting that into a cuticle oil, and we're doing it in an affordable way for you to be able to offer these to your clients. So if your client, like, it's an easy sellable feature to your client, going, this got hyaluronic acid in, it's got hemp oil in, it's got jojoba oil in it, it's got vitamin E, like, it's just... all the factors should sell themselves for you, and we're using ingredients which are well known in the other industry, so it should help you as well when you're explaining it to clients.
Yeah, definitely. I know I said finally on the hyaluronic acid.
I know you've missed one.
Yeah, I know. And
do you want me to tell you what you've missed?
Morgan's going to kill me because it was one that she said she wanted in this.
So are you on about olive squalene?
Yeah. So squalene.
Is that what it is?
I say squalene, but squalene.
Olive squalene?
Squalene? However
one of those three, I'm certain. Go on, what's that then?
Yeah, so this is, like I say, one that Morgan specifically wanted.
Morgan is skincare obsessed.
She loves it, bless her. Her background is makeup, so she's all about the skincare.
Yeah.
But it is so, so good. Again, for locking in that moisture. It's known as, is it nature's moisturiser?
Oh, is it?
Nature's moisturiser.
Go for it.
Yeah, so it's, again, got that real non-greasy feel to it. It helps nourish, it helps lock in the moisture, it helps plump, hydrate. So again, just seemed like a non-negotiable for us.
Yeah, so what you've probably realised is that we've said non-greasy, hydrating, moisturising on quite a few of the ingredients. So there is cuticle oils out there that will have one, maybe two of these ingredients, and they would be a good cuticle oil. Mm-hmm. What we've done is we've stacked and stacked and stacked and stacked all these well-known premium ingredients into a cuticle oil to give you what we think is one of the best you can have. That's going to help your clients get really healthy, strong nails, which should be the goal for any nail tech and a client relationship. You want them to have healthy, really nice skin around the nails, really good manicures. That should be the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, having them sort of like stacked on top of each other, they all complement each other as well. So just like you would, say, for example, put a serum on and then your moisturiser over the top, you probably have no idea what I'm on about it. Michael...
Is that like shower gel? You just stick it on your head.
I was going to say, Mike's got one product, he does it all.
You know, hair, face, balls, the lot.
Girl.
Good. And do you know what? I get the whatever's on offer in Morrison's aisle.
Do.
So I look around. What's on? Oh, there we go. £1 for 2 litres. Boom. Well, that'll last me a good couple of months.
One thing for
With
all.
my trusty loofah as well. There's my exfoliator.
Do you know what? I'm completely lost my train of thought now. Right, that was it.
Stacking ingredients.
Them. But stacking the ingredients just like you would stack your serum and then your moisturiser. Each one will benefit each other and it will help bring out the best of each ingredient as well. So like having the wheat germ, so that those fatty acids in there, and then being locked in with like the hyaluronic acid, it's just a no-brainer,
it's complementary
isn't it? It's complementary for everything. So it's a really, really, like you say, powerhouse serum, I suppose.
The whole purpose of us talking about cuticle oils today wasn't to try and say like ours is a great cuticle oil, ours is the best. It's more just reaffirming that these type of ingredients are the ones you should be looking for in cuticle oils. Yeah. Because we're starting to see quite often now that there's just a carrier oil and a fragrance. Yeah. And I'm not bashing them by any slight way, because there's always reasons for why companies or even individual brands make that, but there can be a lot more you can do with them. Some are not as expensive as like the hyaluronic acid, but it's just to inform you that if you know what can be done or what's in like our cuticle oil, you're more informed to know, like if you're shopping around going, do you know what, there can be hyaluronic acid in cuticle oil, there can be argan oil in cuticle oil, there can be olive squalene in cuticle oil. It gives you more information of what type of ingredients you know are available, so you don't just go, oh, they're all the same.
I'll just tell you a cuticle oil.
There really is quite a fast different. And we're not saying ours is the be-all and list of what should be in there. Like there's probably some ingredients which are coming out which we're since we formulated our cuticle oils that we're like, oh, that would be a great addition. And when we revisit our cuticle oils after a certain amount of time, we'll see like does it need updating, what's the feedback from everyone being like, and it's a good way just to get you more informed. That's the whole purpose of us talking about it here.
You touched on fragrance there, so I'll speak about fragrance as well, just in regards to ours. Yeah. So we do have fragranced oils, so parfum. And we also have 3 essential oil fragrances as well. Yeah. And we have a non-fragranced oil. Yeah. So again, we're sort of going back to being able to have something for everyone. So like some people...
prescriptive manicure doesn't just mean what gel goes on them, it's right through to the end. Exactly. So we've got, like you've just mentioned, Bare, which is our base formula. If somebody has sensitivities to fragrant oils, essential oils or fragrances, we have the completely bare one, which doesn't have any of the scent in there. Yeah. We've got the essential oils, which are natural. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So if somebody prefers that, we have 3 different variants of that.
And I personally love those.
And they're such a strong smelling one as well, like really, really nice. Yeah. And they're almost giving like a spa smell to them. Definitely. And then we've got the fragrances where we know what people really love. Like everyone loves Bum Bum, don't they?
Oh my god,
so that it was a like, I think it's almost a given that you have to have a Bum Bum. Yeah. It's almost given that you have to have a Sauvage dupe, which is called Untamed on ours. That was basically for me because I wear Sauvage. Right through down to Pixie, which is our really like the Lush, do you know Lush the shop? Yeah. It's that equivalent smell. Yeah. So you know what smell I mean. So it's just all these...
it's like well-known fragrances that mean something to people as well. Like they instantly go to that thought of like, oh yeah, I love that shop or I love that fragrance. And then to have that then continue then onto the nails. But like you say, there are people that don't specifically like having their fingers smell of something. So having Bear, like Bear is actually one of our best sellers.
Yeah, hands down.
Because there are so many people out there that can't have fragrance on them, or they don't like the smell of fragrance on their fingers. So having that option as well is an incredible thing to do. And I just want to point out that even though our fragrances, some of them have like a nutty smell.
Yeah.
So like Black Cherry, for example, it has baked almonds. They are still nut free.
Yeah.
Which is
like
a really, really good thing.
Our Cuticle Oils are nut free.
Yeah.
We've had this confirmed from both our supplier, and we've done like our own research as well, just to be 100% certain, and they are.
Yeah, so again, we just wanted to make sure.
The good thing with the fragrances, it allows us to be creative as well.
Yeah, they're quite fun. Because we do the limited edition ones.
Yeah, so like we try and do limited edition ones for, like Christmas, around summertime, around wintertime, stuff like that. Yeah. And it allows us to be a bit fun. So we get so many different smells in, and we mix and stuff. Some are horrendous. And we're like, how is that a fragrance? How is that a smell? But like some are beautiful, and it's quite a fun thing in the warehouse and the operation team, where we try and mix things. And Charlotte came up with a stunning limited edition smell at Christmas, which we've decided to bring out full time because it was so popular.
Yeah.
And what was that?
So the reason we came to that is we actually did like a little candle making shop, and I loved that. It was so amazing. But we got to mix scents together, and I came across a fig and a plum. And I was like, oh my God, they smell amazing. And so I ordered these 2 fragrances then to come in for the cuticle oils. I was like, I'm going to have to mix them. So we mixed them, and oh my God, the smell.
Yeah, so
we brought that out for Christmas.
That's a scent which isn't like a popular scent that's well known, like a bum. It's something which we created at HONA, and it was delicious, like one day, and it was so good. I shouldn't say the word delicious.
I know, don't eat it.
Not edible.
Don't eat it.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
It's like when people say, what flavour cuticle oil? I'm like, no, don't.
What scent?
Scent.
But yeah, so Festive Fig was a great one.
Yeah.
But like right down to even something as simple as our fig and plum, we had to get the ratios right, because when we just added 50% of each of them, you couldn't smell the fig. It just got overpowered by plum. So we were there like going like, is it 5%, 95%? And then we were there like doing like loads. So we had about 15 different ratios, and then we got all the team to vote on which one was the best one.
Literally like a little checklist.
I won't give away the ratio because that's our secret. But the one that was, I think it was about 3 or 4 out of the 10 chose this one, and then we narrowed it down to like 2 or 3, and then we've like, right, these are the most popular ones, and then it went overwhelming. Like everyone said, oh, out of these ones, this is the best.
Yeah, and it's a really fun like process to do. But we've got so many like you say, limited edition scents coming out, and yeah, I'm really, really excited.
Cuticle oils are a fun one because
they are a fun one.
We're able to tie it into marketing campaigns. We're able to tie it into like seasonals and stuff, and it gives us a bit more creativity, because the last thing we ever want to do is just be a brand that just posts like nail picture after nail picture after nail picture. We want to be a bit creative. We want to show you that we're constantly thinking about a lot more than just the nails. We're thinking about the whole skincare around it and stuff like that, and right through to what scents clients are expecting at certain times of the year with certain colours. So it's a whole kind of sensory approach almost in what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and like echoing that, really, what scents your clients like, please just drop us a DM, because we want to be able to create that for you.
If you've got something that you've been in a shop and you bought a candle and it said, I don't know, like vanilla and banana, and you're like, do you know what? That smells great.
Yeah.
I don't think it will, guys, because banana will absolutely dominate that. But and you're like, that smells great. Like, let us know, because we'll get the scent in. We'll see. Like, do you know what? We're on to a winner. That's how vanilla creme came about.
Yes.
Like, instead of just we were obviously going to have a vanilla, such a popular, and everyone knows what it is. But it was just missing something. And so. Was it creme brulee?
Yeah.
I think it was a touch, like something like 2% creme brulee. You add that in and it just elevates it a little bit more. It gives it like a creamy, like after scent. And it's hard to put your finger on what's different about it.
Yeah.
But it's just like that, it just an after, and it's particularly in the sanitizer spray, vanilla creme
stunning.
is incredible.
Yeah,
So like
absolutely
for a room
stunning.
spray or a sanitizer spray, the vanilla creme is stunning.
That's what I love when I walk into the warehouse, because a lot of the packing team, they just have a little like spritz every now and again. Like I'll walk in the afternoon once they've like finished all their packing, and they just like have a little spritz of vanilla creme. It's just lovely. So I feel like we actually talked very in depth about
a quick one.
Yeah, very in depth about cuticle oils. I do have a question of the week.
Question of the week.
Dilly. So. What's the longest you've ever spent on a manicure, and was it worth it?
This was the email. This was an email. And I remember, I have an answer for this. So I haven't seen these, but I have an answer for this one. Mm-hmm. The longest I remember when, I cringe, but I wish I recorded it now because it would have been a good look back of how far HONA's got. I did a live manicure because I knew I had to go on content, I had to film content, so I went live on the HONA Instagram like year one, and I was trying to replicate a nail design.
Oh my God,
and
I
think I was trying to replicate Paiwa's black lines, and with a gold chrome, like was it swirls?
Something like that.
Yeah, and I must have been on live for about 2 hours. Bear in mind, no prep.
One nail.
No prep. I already had a base on my thing with Charlotte prepped for my nail.
Just the nail
so
art.
it was just the nail art. And I was on there for about an hour and a half. And bear in mind, it was early days, so I had like 3 people watching. And like an hour into it, I looked up and there's one person. And that one person was Charlotte's mother. Do you know what I mean? My mother-in-law. And I was like, I'm literally... But
I'm sweating. Sweating here trying to get this design.
What am I doing? And like I was committed to getting the design done because I was going to post it. But yeah, so my personal one is about an hour and a half for a thumbnail shot.
That is
and
hilarious.
I used our black detail paint and our gold rush chrome powder.
I remember.
Little plug there.
Hilarious.
With a 7mm liner brush.
Well done for remembering you. So... what's the longest time you ever spent on a manicure? Was it worth it? So someone messaged 5 hours. And no, that was no nail art. That was just a Builder Gel overlay. It was whilst I was learning. It was painstakingly long, but I was really happy with the result and pleased to say that my timings have improved massively since then.
How do you... You've got to pre-warn it. Like,
100%.
You've got to pre-warn... It can't be a client, it has to be a relative, because no client's going to have... half a day spare to sit and have
5 hours.
You know that's her sister or her mum who's like, it's
100%,
fine. But in their head going, I got so much to do. This is a good time to actually mention that we get a lot of people saying, how do I improve my speed? How do I improve my speed? How do I improve my speed? So while you are learning and you are going to naturally get quicker as you get more adept at using the products, try and almost flip that on its head, that it's a strength, it's a bonus being like, a lot of people go to the salon to get pampered. If you know you have a longer service time than the average, first make them aware of it, but turn it into, say, look, don't worry, like, we'll have a good chat. Turn it into a strength of yours. Turn it into, like, I will really take care of your nails. I'm really taking care. I'm doing precision work here. I'm doing the... what you're doing, you're just flipping on a head and you turn it into a strength.
Yeah.
So don't be worried if you're taking 2-3 hours for a service. Some people don't mind it and you're assuming they want to get in and out.
Yeah.
You don't know that. Some of them like being out of the house. If they've got a little baby, do you know what I mean?
They're probably like,
I need the peace.
Absolutely fine. I'll sit here for 5 hours and just film it with
coffee. So just remember that in your head. If you're panicking, saying, I'm taking longer, you may be panicking for no reason because... some clients want that peace and quiet and just being pampered. Yeah.
One thing that I actually like is when I book a service, sometimes they'll give you a time of how long that service will take. So then you as a client can make that decision. Like, are you prepared to sit there for 4 hours? I know, like, again, echoing back to hair takes bloody hours. So you have got to be prepared for that. But if you can see how long that service time is going to take, that makes it easier. Definitely.
So what's the next question?
So the next one was 3.5 hours on a plain gel manicure. The client moved.
Oh, that's long.
That's long. Flooded the cuticle with red gel. And then after I fixed it, we continued, and then she decided that she didn't like the colour. So I removed and applied a pink. Oh,
What do you do in this scenario if you have to get confirmation of the colour before?
Firstly, red.
Yeah, if red.
It's the worst colour to probably flood
What
the
it does, it makes
cuticle
it look
with.
like if it's flooded, it makes it look like you've caught your client.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Sometimes if you get it on the skin, don't it like if you leave it, which we definitely don't think you should. It can almost like make your nails look more red, and then they look
It just
inflamed.
looks, it does not make for a good look at all. But it is honestly one of the hardest colours, along with black, to try and remove out of a cuticle.
Yeah, got it.
Oh my God. So she's obviously
What
done
would you
this
do
and
in
then
this
removed it.
scenario if like you've applied a colour and at the end they're like, I don't like this colour?
So I've got a few different options here.
You've got,
So
from my point of view, being from the business side of thing, you've booked a 2-hour manicure. Like, if we're not going to be able to do I can remove the colour if you hate it that much. But if there's no time, I've got a client in after you, like, we might not be able to put another colour onto you. So
yeah. So I always used to do probably about 3 nails. I would paint 3 nails, and then I would use that whilst they were wet, whilst I hadn't cured them, to say, look, do you like this colour? And if they're looking at them and I can see that they're a bit and ahhing, I might just finish all 5, leave them with a whole hand to look at, and then they can decide then. Because at least if they're uncured, you've got the chance to take it off and redo. But once it's cured, absolutely not. That's your decision, honey.
So your kind of line is like, I'll do 2-3 nails uncured so they can have a good representation
a good gauge of like whether they like it or not. Because I understand sometimes colours look different on pops than they do on the skin. Absolutely fine.
Colour theory, colours and skin tones.
Yeah, absolutely. But don't you dare let me cure it, especially if I've done 2 coats and a top coat.
Yeah,
I would be fuming.
I think you have to be.
I'd be fuming, and I'd be like, no, that's it now. We're sealed. We're done. Leave the seat.
What's the next one? What's the question again? Say it again.
So, what's the longest you've ever spent on a manicure, and was it worth it? So, I can imagine that last lady probably,
was not worth it.
Was not worth it. So this one, a whole day. A whole day.
You can't spend it there. Unless it's like a high editorial fashion one, is it? Hey, go me.
I was creating custom press-ons for a friend's fashion show, and she wanted really long and intricate details on them. Yes, they were absolutely worth it because they made the outfit and they were the most creative I've ever been able to get with a set of nails.
See, do you know what? You don't mind spending ages creating something you're proud of. Do you know what? Like, you see a painting where somebody spent days, weeks making, and they're just proud of it. And I can imagine if you're sculpting nails, press on nails, and you're really proud of it, and you enjoyed the process of making it.
Yeah.
There was no time constraint. There was no client after you going, come on.
I think that's a really good point, because especially because these were press on nails, you could stop and start if you wanted to. You haven't got a client sitting and waiting for that. So that's really good.
Yeah. I think it's not so much the time that bothers people, it's the pressure of trying to fit something into a time. So if you've got a 2-hour appointment and you've got somebody waiting, that pressure, the anxiety, that's what gets you. Whereas if you're at home on a Sunday watching the new Molly May documentary, which everyone seems to be watching, and you're just there, like, getting your creative juices flowing while relaxed,
really
maybe
fun.
a glass of wine there, that's an enjoyable amount of time. Like, you're just,
So we've got a little mix there. I love that.
There we go.
Yeah. Should we do a little behind the scenes?
So behind the scenes with HONA, well, what do we want to say? Oh, I know what. We had a delivery confirmation yesterday for probably one of the most exciting products we're going to be releasing.
Yeah.
It's a step into something different for HONA.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been asking, and we've always been a little bit reluctant to do this because there's so many great brands are doing it already. And back to what we said earlier, if we can't do something as good or not better, we're not going to release them.
Yeah.
But what is it, Charl? What are we talking about?
I feel like it's been my baby for so long now. It's tools.
So manicure and pedicure prep tools.
I'm so excited.
This has been in DM since probably year one. And so
Literally.
many people have seen us with tools in our lives, at
Yeah.
tutorials, and they're like, oh, you got tools. Like,
No,
It
it's been sample
it's
after
been sample
sample
after sample. Because one thing with tools you want them to last.
Yeah.
You want them to be hard wearing. And there's no other way for us to test them but then to use them constantly. To see how long they stay sharp, to see how long they last. And that takes months.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is why it's just been such a passion project of yours, a long learning curve as well. So many tools are not made equally.
No.
They may look the same,
Yeah.
but God, they're not. The coatings, like we've had to learn about the coatings, making sure
Yeah.
the coatings are like sterile, that they maintain the sharpness.
Yeah.
Right through to what tools are good value for money, which ones aren't, what
Yeah.
price point do we go with, the packaging, like
Everything.
The whole process has been very labour intensive for you.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's not been a project I've been really involved in.
It has, but it's also been a really, really exciting thing. Like, I remember when I settled on my final decision, and I literally cried with Sarah, our purchasing manager, and I was just like, it feels like it's been such a long time coming, but I was so excited for this, like so excited.
Yeah, so this is the first time we've officially announced that we have tours coming. I'm not sure when this podcast coming out. There may be some teasers out there already, but as of today, me and Shao speaking about it's the first time we've publicly said that we have HONA Manicure tools.
Absolutely.
So thank you for joining us, guys.
I've enjoyed today. It's been good to get back.
I really appreciate anyone who's liked, anyone who's listened, anyone who's shared it. Please continue to do so. The more you spread the podcast, the more HONA is able to spread our message, and the more information HONA has out there. I think we're doing right by the industry. It's just helping us all grow as one big happy family. So like, subscribe, share, do what you need to do, and we'll catch you next time.
See you every Friday.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.